So if you started the year and thought, I need to get into making better sales numbers this year and I want to build a plan that's going to help me grow my company, that's a great start. But lots of small business owners say to me, James, I don't have a sales plan. Help, what do I need to do in order to get started? Worry not. This video is going to share with you the 8 key things that you can do and some simple tips you can put in place that can enable your business to build a sales plan that will take you and your company to a different level this year. Let's have a look at the video. My name's James White. I'm a small business sales expert. I love a plan, I love sales, and I want to help you get great results. Let's have a look at the 8 points. Make sure you're applying them to have a brilliant year ahead. So the first thing that's essential when it comes to sales, and it's the starting point of things I do with every client I work with, is our target. We've got to be able to know what our target is in order to know whether our sales plan is successful or not. Let's say you as a business owner say, I want to hit £60,000 of revenue this year. The reality is we know we can then start to break down that target into small bits. For example, every month that means we've got to generate £5,000 of income. And let's just say your product or service or your typical offering maybe costs in the region of say £2,500 for each client. That means you know you're going to need to get 2 clients per month, 24 over the course of the year. By having some simple targets in place, we can then start to work out what we need to do to make that target come to life. Put the target in place, know what you want to achieve, and from there we can work everything out. So the key point is this: we've got to know, point number 2, who our best customers are. Who are the people that we're perfect for and are perfect for us? What outcome do you achieve for them? What do you make happen? What problems do you put away for them? And what are the characteristics about them? Is there a certain age group or profile or industry or type? Know who your best customer is and then start to think, right, how can I start to look and find other people similar to that person? Why is that important as a sales plan? Because A, you know that they're happy to pay what you already charge. B, you enjoy working with them and you enjoy the company and who they are and you want to deliver your best work for them. And C, the chances are there's going to be more people like that in a similar position that need your help. So we start our sales plan by knowing our best customer, defining that target market and who we want to go after. And when we know who that is and how many we need, we're in a great position to then go and find them and hopefully do business with them. The reality in for point number 3 is we've got to be able to identify these people. And if you sell into a business to business environment, it's easy maybe to find that industry out with a Google search. So maybe let's say like you're one of my customers that you target manufacturing companies. You can then look to target by searching on Google manufacturing companies in your area, and that's going to bring up a list of people, and then you can maybe use LinkedIn or other social channels to find out who the owner or the director of that company is. If you target individual consumers, then we're going to maybe have to look at a slightly different route through using social media profiles, maybe their Facebook or LinkedIn profiles, or maybe their Instagram profiles to know who that person is. The reality is we have to be able to identify, and what we want to do is build a list of maybe 50 to 100 of these people that can absolutely be target potential prospects for us who are similar to the best customer that we work with, and so therefore we know we can solve some of the challenges and problems they're likely to face. When we know our customer, it's easy to identify the right audience. When we know the audience, we can start to make plans to engage with them and show them that we're a good company for them to consider. So the 4th point, we've got our target, we've got our best customer, we've identified who they are. What we now want to do, point number 4, is create some content that can really show that audience that we're someone that they want to take note of. What does that content need to look like? It needs to be maybe a guide, some blogs, maybe something like this, what I'm doing, a video. Whatever it is, it's content that focuses on the problems and challenges that audience has. This video is a perfect example of the content. Lots of small business owners I speak to say, I don't have a sales plan, James, help. So I'm creating a video with some resources that can help them in solving that issue. Content does so much. It positions you, it helps educate your market, and it helps sell while you're busy doing other things. You've got to create it. You've got to create guides, resources, materials that showcase who you are, that talk to your target audience and make them feel it's relevant for them. Do that and we're going to be in a far better position to start getting prospects interested in what we do and hopefully moving through our sales pipeline and doing business with us. So point number 5, we know the target. We have a clear idea on our best customer and the target market we're aiming for. We've then been able to identify these people, and we've got some details in a spreadsheet of who they are so we can make contact with them. And we've created some great content that solves problems and issues for that target audience. The key thing that we've then got to do is point number 5. We've got to prepare to engage and approach these prospects in the right way. The reality is this as a small business owner. If you just take this plan and just think, oh, I'll do the first 4 parts and forget these next bits, you're going to fail. I don't want you to fail. I want you to get great results. What do I mean by preparing? We should be preparing an introductory email, maybe social message and telephone message that we will use to reach out to that person. I've created lots of videos on scripts and ways in which to use new messages to engage with your audience. But I certainly encourage you start thinking about writing a message or communication that focuses on the prospect and not on you. So when you talk to someone in a way that resonates with them, where you really focus and empathize with the person and can put yourself in their shoes and see the problems they're having, most people are sometimes open to a conversation more than you think. Try it, trust me, it works. That part of the plan is key. We know what we're going to say, prepare for how we say it, prepare for the responses we get. We're going to be in good shape to hopefully move the prospect through our pipeline and do some business with them. Point number 6 is that we've got to be able to engage with that audience. The reality is in business, they're not just going to know about you without us taking some form of action. So whether that's inbound leads with PPC or Google ads or people coming to us to capture information, or whether we've got to go out to them, the reality is we have to engage in order to start seeing leads come through. I say to the clients I work with, if your ship doesn't sail in, you swim out to it. If the leads aren't coming through, we've got to reach out to them. And we do it with a prepared structure, with great content. We know who they are, we know their problems, and we know why we're doing it. With that plan in place, and there's again resources that I provide, webinars and support to help you know how to approach both inbound and outbound marketing, you can get great results. But that is the way we start. If they're not coming to us, we have to go out to them. The leads aren't going to magically appear on their own. We've got to take the action, we've got to engage, do that in the right way, good results are going to happen. So point number 7, and this is again an area where so many businesses fail with, is we've got to be able to persist and show value in our persistence. If I had a pound for how many businesses that have tried to connect once or twice and then given up, I'd be a multi-billionaire, not just a millionaire. The reality is too many business owners give up too quickly. 80% of sales are done on the 5th to the 12th interaction, and that study was done some years ago, so I think that figure's even higher now. The reality is we've got to continue to persist and engage with the audience. If we know we're right for them and we know they've got a problem that we can solve, it's our duty to do it. We've got to be able to engage, but when we engage, we have to show value. Don't just think you can send out a message, expect they'll come back straight away. They won't. People need time to get to know you and what you do. They go on a journey. We've got to be able to offer persistence and value, and do that on a regular basis by focusing dedicated time on sales. The results are going to happen. And point number 8 when it comes to the plan is this. We've got to then build rapport. Once we do start to have a conversation, or once we start to be able to get involved with the prospect, we've got to make them want to like and work with us. Again, so many business owners, when they have that first conversation, they've had a lead that's come in, the prospect said, yeah, I'm really keen to have a conversation. They've then used that first meeting to then say, hey, here's how great we are, and talk about how good they are for a long period of time. Prospects don't care for that. They want you to be interested in them. They want you to focus on the challenges and problems. You engaged with them, you got their attention by focusing on problems, so use the session that you have with them to be interested in them. Maybe they're not a good fit for you, and maybe it's not going to work out, but the reality is focus on them, not you. Ask great open questions, and there's a download to my 42 questions which you can have access to that make the prospect think you really care about them. You build rapport, you want to solve their challenges. Asking those what, those how, those tell me more, show me, talk to me through, and actively listen helps build rapport. So at the end of the meeting, when there's hopefully a chance for the business to carry on, they're going to think, yeah, I want to go and see that person again. Your goal in the first instance is not to sell to them straight away, but to make sure you have the chance of a second conversation. Do that well, build the right rapport, And you're going to get through to the second stage and get to know them more, see if they're a fit, and hopefully work with them. So there you have it. There's my 8-stage plan on what you can do as a small business owner to make this year a great year for you and your business. It's all there. There's resources, there's materials, and I'll give you the support via contact me on social media, and I'll give you insights in each of these areas on what you can do to start driving sales activity. That target, we know the customer, we're identifying who they are, we've got the data, we've got great content, we're preparing for what they say, we're engaging, we're giving value with persistence, and we're building rapport. Those are the platforms and the routes to sales success. If you want some further help, reach out to me, put in the comment section below, I'd love to talk to you. The most important thing is do the work. If you haven't got a sales plan, put these elements in place. It's going to help you, and it's going to put you in a far better position to remove those financial anxieties that come from not having business and getting time to spend with loved ones and your closest to you, and achieving the things you want for your company. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the channel, like it, share it, tell other people about it. My name is James White. I'm a small business sales expert. I want to help so many companies all around the world that are great small businesses that have those concerns get better sales results. Together we can. Follow the plan. You're going to be in good shape. Thanks for watching. Look forward to sharing another video with you next Saturday.